Kasaysayan sa puntong legal. Ang palatuntunang maghahatid sa inyo ng kasaysayan ng ating bansa noon, ngayon at bukas. Kasaysayan sa puntong legal. Kaalamang batay sa puntong legal. Hango sa mga utos ng kataas-taasang korte ng Pilipinas. Ilalantad ang mga katotohanan mula sa panlilinlang ng iilan na nagdulot sa atin ng kahirapan at pagkasira ng lipunan. Itatama ang kasaysayan na konektado sa ating buhay at kinabukasan. Kasaysayan sa puntong legal. Inihahandog sa inyo ni Ginoong Benjamin Narvaez Garcia, isang economic researcher. Kasaysayan sa puntong legal.
Magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Mr. Benjamin Narvaez Garcia, isa pong economic researcher. Sa paintulot nyo, ako'y nagpapaumanhin dahil natagalan po itong episode 27 because nagkaroon ho ng problema yung aking internet. Well, na-fix ng konti pero hindi pa hobo. Pero umpisan natin dito sa episode 27 since sasabihin ko po yung tinatawag na utos ng korte at yung pong tinatawag na salaysay o affidavit po ni Father Jose Antonio Diaz sa korte sa case number LRC civil case number 3957-P, dated po yan ng February 4, 1972. Yan po ay another recommendation po yan ng dating presidente, si Presidente Diosdado Macapagal, and adopted by President Ferdinand Edrelin Marcos noong February 4, 1972. So, ayan po ay 137 pages. Ang babasahin ko po, yung testimonya ni Father Jose Antonio sa korte. Ito po yun. Tinig po kayo. Page 88. The said Reverend Father in his testimony before the court and the amici curiae, ito po yung friends of the court, admitted that the gold the inventory remained intact in the central bank vaults up to the year 1964. Quote, except that some 10 tons in my presence were forcibly withdrawn by Senate Security Force led when the ex-Senate President Ferdinand Marcos, now President of the Philippines. Okay. On September 8, 1963, and had transported to nowhere. Okay. And then, said Reverend Father was one of who gave the idea to His Excellency President Ferdinand E. Marcos to undertake the illegal withdrawal of the said gold bullion from the central bank vaults of the on the sense that Don Gregorio Madrigal Acopiado, heir of the late Florentino Montañez Acopiado, din po yung tatay, and wife Doña Maria Isabel Rodriguez, owner of the said big bullion consisting of 617,500 metric tons, died in Europe during the American occupation in 1898, and the Reverend Father alleged that the heir Don Gregorio Madrigal Acopiado died also during Japanese time. Yet the asset left no will and no legitimate heir, in spite of the fact that the truth was that the late Don Gregorio Madrigal Acopiado has last will and testament entrusted to the custody of Reverend Father Jose Antonio Diaz, clarifying that he was surviving heir of of Don Gregorio Madrigal Acopiado and the only son, Don Anacleto Madrigal Acopiado, who also inherited the title of Don, bestowed upon him by the royal family in accordance with the Code Master, inasmuch as although he has 50% Spanish American blood. His ancestors were Spanish lords. That said, Don Anacleto Madrigal Acopiado has authorized to the administrator, and when necessary, withdraw the said asset deposited in the central bank vaults and all gold bullion deposited in Fort Knox and in Zurich and in other countries that serve as the trustee of His Excellency Ferdinand Edelin Marcos. He is entitled to collect 5% of 1% royalty fee of the national government starting from the year 1965. Okay? Said period of the government is much since 1948, 1949 to 1964. The government fully complied the royalty fee. And then, medyo mahaba-haba po ito, pero makikita nyo yung istorya. The Reverend Father also admitted that the only gold bullion balance left in the central bank vaults are consisting of 400,000 metric tons. Others, some 217,500 metric tons between 1965 to 1970 were illegally melted into another form of 75 kilos per bar and were transported to the different countries in Red China, Hong Kong, Switzerland, Germany, Australia, USA, and in England. Okay. Yun po yung paggawa po ng central bank, minting plant sa central bank. Doon ho tinunaw yung nuggets na ginawang 75 gold bars na tinarakan po ng Republic of the Philippines na hindi po dapat gawin. But anyway, ginawa niya na po yun. Here is the excerpt from the testimony of Reverend Father Antonio Diaz, alias Colonel Severino Garcia, Santa Romana, taken in an open court room in 10:35 a.m. of May 5, 1972, before this court and amicus curiae. Okay, ito po yun. Ang attorney po ni Don Anacleto Madrigal Acopiado, ito po si Attorney Cesar Paras Sr. Ang tanong po, with your permission, Your Honor, supplemental to my cross-examination to the Reverend Father Jose Antonio Diaz, vital witness in connection with the illegal transport of the said gold bullion of my client, the royal family, Madrigal Acopiado clan, which caused the sudden collapse of the value of the Philippine peso, ask some important question, Your Honor, relevant to the sworn affidavit he executed before the notary public. Ang court po ang sinabi, yes, you may provide the question are relevant to the subject matter. The amicus curiae, sabi po ni Padre Rosento Nider, what is the purpose? Attorney Paras, sabi niya, yes, Your Honor, to clarify matters in connection with the missing gold reserves. And then, si Cesar Paras po, yung attorney ni Don Anacleto Acopiado, do you own this type writer, sworn affidavit, reverend witness, and how did you come to know that the illegal transport of the deposit gold bullion from central bank vaults and that of its exact date? Ang witness po, si Padre Rosendo Nier, I was the only one who signed this affidavit. Then, further, Sir, and being the caretaker of the royal family, I was the authorized signatory for the withdrawal of the deposit gold bullion from the central bank vaults, and I used it to withdraw the same as instructed by then Honorable Senate Ferdinand Ederlin Marcos on September 1963. Besides, I was one who accompanied Don Gregorio Madrigal Acopiado in transporting the said gold bullion around 400, actually, it's 617,000 metric tons to Vatican City, sometimes in 1939, to protect the item from the fast escalating World War II. Then, Your Honor, and then Attorney Paras, how many kilos did you withdraw from what time? Attorney Paras, based on the arrangement with then Senate President Marcos, he will withdraw 3 tons or 3,000 kilos. And then when I and President Marcos were already in the central bank vaults, Central Bank Governor Andres Castillo and the Central Marcos convinced me to sign the withdrawal of document concerning 35,000 metric tons. 35,000 tons. That time, I have no choice but to sign. Attorney Paras, Reverend Witness, after signing the withdrawal document you mentioned, what transpired next? Father Diaz, right at the moment, Senator Marcos withdrew the gold bullion from the vault and loaded this 4 trial trucks escorted by the Philippine Army members led by unknown colonel and 4 members of the Philippine Constabulary, and were driven towards the departure area of the Manila International Airport. Then Cesar Paras. Reverend Witness, when you were in the MIA departure, what follows next? And Witness, Padre Centurion, I witnessed the loading of the gold from the trailers, sir, which were packed in 70 pieces of wood crates, and they loaded this in the belly of the KLM airline that time. Next page. Attorney Paras, Reverend Witness, you said you were there when the repacking of the gold had been done. How long did it take? The witness, Father Antonio, because when we arrived in the central bank, the time of 8 o'clock a.m. in the morning, when they finished packing the loading to the trailer, the time was 3 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon. So appreciably, sir, it took 7 hours long when we finished. Attorney Paras, being the caretaker of the Acopiado family's gold bullion, how can you tell this honorable court how many and what is the exact number of kilos do Acopiado's family had deposited in the vaults of Central Bank? Witness, exactly po 617,500 metric tons that Acopiado had deposited to the central bank vaults through me in the year 1949. We transported from the Vatican in 1948 the same length of additional government to meet the requirement gold reserve of the new organized and installed central bank. Then lately, when I went to the central bank along with the heir, Don Gregorio Madigal Acopiado, in the person of Don Anacleto Madigal Acopiado, verification and inventory, we found that the only exact inventory remained intact in the vault when was 400,000 metric tons, while what I withdrew that time beyond the knowledge of the owner, so beyond the knowledge po ng owner, the Acopiado, through the instruction of then President Ferdinand Edelin Marcos, then Senate President of the Republic, was 3,000 metric tons, leaving supposedly inventory balance of 882,000 metric tons. But this was inconsistent with our findings, where the last inventory of balance was only 400,000 metric tons. Tons po yan lahat. Definitely, sir, they used fraudulently my signature to withdraw 82,500 metric tons. Okay, pumasok po ang OSG. Opo, ang OSG po ay attorney po yan ng Republic of the Philippines. Si Attorney Gutierrez, Solicitor Gutierrez. Your Honor, I wish to call the attention of the Honorable Court to strike the words of the following, but this was inconsistent to our findings, where the last inventory balance was only 4,000 metric tons. Definitely, sir, they used fraudulently my signature to withdraw the 82,000 metric tons. I'm just curious, for what purpose? He said, the Father of Central, yes. The Solicitor General answered, the answer of the witness was not responsive to the question propounded by the counsel beside his statement. Okay. And then, above withdrawal of 82,000 metric tons is merely more than the hearsay, because he was not there when the alleged withdrawal, 82,000 metric tons, load in place. Attorney Cesar Paras Sr., objection, Your Honor, the witness has the right opinion, which is valid based on his authority designated to him by the client. Ang client niya po ay si Anacleto Madigal Acopiado, that he is the only person that has an authority to withdraw said bullion, gold bullion deposits. And the court says, the court po ito, sabi ng judge, all right, just maintain the record. Eventually, we will cross the bridge when needed. Okay? Yun po yung page 85. Kaya po, ang nangyari ito, enough through such testimony that we can no longer deny the veracity of the Reverend Father's statement. In as much as no opposition from the government, except they signify their conformity to issue the decision with compromise agreement between the Republic of the Philippines, represented by Excellency Ferdinand Marcos, and his attorney Solicitor General, by the party in interest. Here's Don Gregorio Acopiado and his son, Don Anacleto Madigal Acopiado, represented by their legal counsel, Cesar Paras Sr. So let's go back to another subject, that the Land Registration Court proceed in the actioning of the interim. Therefore, the decree of registration after, if there has no issue to the party. So yun po yung nangyari. So ang problema po nito, sinulat po ito ni Justice Agana na desisyon. Kaya po nangyari yun, Dahil ang plano po, ang recommendation po ng dating presidente, si Diosdado Macapagal, magkaroon po ng separate decision with compromise agreement. Ang problema po, sabi po ni Attorney Paras Senior, bakit natin gagawa ng separate pa? Total, yun din lamang procedure sa korte ang ikikwento. So, nilabas po sa korte yon, sabi ng korte, let's ask the OSG. So, yung OSG naman, nag-report po si President Marcos, kasi siya presidente noon, pumayag si President Marcos na wala nang separate decision with compromise agreement. Yun yung usapan. Kaya ito is not just a decision of the court, but an agreement between the Republic of the Philippines and the owner of the gold and Philippine Archipelago. Okay? Yun ang pamiliwanag doon. Kasi po, ang OCT 014, kasi wala kayong naririnig na deed. Yun po yung deed ng Philippine Archipelago. OCT 014. Kasi lahat po ng country merong deed. D-E-E-D. Ngayon, kaya po nagkagulo-gulo yan, inamin po ng Land Registration Commission through Attorney Bilog and Attorney I forgot his name, Chief. I forgot the name. But anyway, in court, in civil case number 997, sinabi nila in court that we issued OCT1 until up to OCT 100,000. Wow! Ibig sabihin, gumawa ho sila ng 100,000 deeds para sa Pilipinas. Hindi ho pwede yun. So yun hong korte ng 997, assuming na patay na ho yung anakleto, mapupunta ho sa gobyerno. Nagkamali ho sila. Kaya po yung nalaman nila, buhay pa pala yung anakleto na nakatira sa Hawaii. Okay? So pinatawag nila agad through the Supreme Court, sinupina po nila si Anacleto Madigal Sr., kaya ho senior kasi nagkaanak din siya, nagbigay ng junior. So pumunta ho sila pabalik sa Maynila at nag-report sa Central Bank, sa Supreme Court. Okay, nung nakita ng Supreme Court si Justice Cesar Bengson, buhay ka pala, ibabalik namin yung lupa na kinuha na inaward ng tinatawag na Court of First Instance sa Republic of the Philippines kasi buhay ka. So yun ang tinatawag na Supreme Court order dated July 11, 1964. Bago ho naging presidente si President Ferdinand Edralin Marcos. Tapos na ho yung lupa. Tapos na yung lupa. Ngayon, ang pinag-uusapan dito, doon sa sinasabi ng korte, nanggaling din po yan sa korte ng 997, yun hong mga deposito, number 1, 500,000 pieces of 10-carat diamonds. Yun po ay napunta sa PNB. Actually, nung wala ho tayong central bank, ang ginagamit po nating central bank is PNB. Yan po ay binigay kay President Rojas. Of course, nung namatay si President Rojas, noong January 3, 1949, nagkaroon ho ng Central Bank of the Philippines. So napunta ho yung 500,000 pieces na 10-carat diamonds. Okay? Tsaka ho yung mga ginto. So, pag nakita niyo po yung papel ng Monetary Board, yung pagtayo ng Central Bank, dated January 3, 1949, ang pumirma ho sa Pilipinas si President Elpidio Quirino, yun pong si Governor Cuaderno Sr. sa Pilipinas, yun sa Amerikano po, hindi ho lang isang presidente yan. President Harry Truman ang pumirma, tsaka yung kasama niyang pumirma at a witness, si General Eisenhower. Okay. Pagdating ho sa Pilipinas, yung may-ari, ang pumirma ho sa may-ari, Number one, si Father Jose Antonio Diaz as the caretaker ng gold. And Attorney Ferdinand Edralin Marcos, hindi pa siya politiko noon, siya yung legal counsel. And then yung kanilang accountant, si Bautista Cruz. And then of course, pipirma si Don Anacleto Madigal Acopiado Sr. Ang kanyang code po is AMA LSM 666. Kaya ho yung lumalabas na TBM, ni Bureau of Villamor Mars, fake ho yun. Pati ho yung kanyang membership sa Triumphant, I forgot the name, ginamit ho ni Tiburcio, siya raw ho yung mayaman. Wala ho yun. Okay? Pati ho si Italiano, ginawa nilang mayaman. Hindi ho pwede yun. But anyway, another aspect. So, nung nabasa po ni Presidente Marcos, maybe February 10 or February 10, 9-10, pass reader na po si President Marcos. Nakita niya yung pangalan niya na sinisingil siya ng gobyerno, ng korte. Okay? Yung 500,000 pieces of 500 metric tons of gold, the 617,500 metric tons sinisingil sa kanya. So siya yung presidente, magtatapos na yung kanyang power as president on December 30, 1972. So anong nangyari? Siya, proteksyonan niya ang sarili niya. Yun po ang tunay ng pinaka dahilan ng martial law. Yun lang ho. Okay? Yung mga hinuhuli, malaki yung production yun. Sa aking point of view, yun ho ang malaking production, yung martial law. But, pag nag-martial law, bago ho kayo mag-martial law, si Presidente Marcos, humingi ho ng dahilan o ng approval si President Edralin Marcos sa Amerika. So, ang condition po na alam ko, tanggalin po ang jurisdiction ng Republic of the Philippines sa Sabah. Ginawa niya po yan. Yes po, ginawa niya. Nag-declare siya dahil martial law, nag-declare siya ng PD 1143 na tinatanggal niya po ang Sabah sa jurisdiction ng Pilipinas. Okay. Nakalimutan niya, meron pa pala tayong tinatawag na Kalayaan Island. However, during that time, nakakuha ng approval si Admiral Cloma. Kinulong po si Admiral Cloma. Kasi sinabi po ni President Marcos sa kanya, bakit ka gumagamit ng Admiral? Kawawa yung tao kasi nickname lang nga niya yung Admiral. So kinulong siya. And then sabi ni Presidente, nakasulat po yun sa korte, binayaran niya yung Kalayaan Island, okay, tsaka Spratlys for 1 peso. Binili niya. Siyempre, bili yun may tender. Binili niya. So pinalaya po si Admiral Cloma. Okay? Yun ang story noon. Ang violation po niya, dahil pinaliit niya ang size ng Pilipinas, imbis na ho, ang Pilipinas is 4 parcel, naging 2 parcels na lang. At binago niya po yung tie point. Kasi po ang torrent system, ang tie point niya, sa buong mundo yung tie point niya, hindi nagbabago. Binago po ni Presidente Marcos ang tie point. Ang ginawa niyang tie point, ang Binondo Church. Bawal din. Kaya lahat ng sukat ng lupa natin mali. Okay? Kaya usually, pag gumamit ng mga computerized system na gumagamit ng GPS coordinate, mali ho lahat. Sample ho ang probinsya ng Pangasinan. Inayos po nila para sumunod yung kanilang system para sa GPS points. Yun. Kaya ganoon lang ho yun. Yun ho ang pagkakamali. Pangalawa, ang kondisyon ng Amerika, umutang sila directly. Dahil alam nila ang ginawa ni Presidente Marcos na from 1965, nagpapirma siya kay Don Anacleto Madrigal Acopiado para hong na budol-budol. Bakit budol-budol? Kasi po tama yon dahil si President Marcos ang kanyang lawyer noong 1948. Okay? And then, sabi niya, ako na ang lawyer at ako pa yung iyong presidente. So I can give you protection. Ako na presidente. Para wala kang problema sa security mo, lahat na akopiado, ilagay natin sa pangalan ko yung gold. Pero kunyari lang yon. Okay? Meron tayong tinatawag na agreement na lahat ng gagamitin ko ay aliases. Marami pong aliases si President Marcos. Marami po. Pero bibilangin ko at ipe-present ko later on. Kaya ho, mga Adobe Beam, whatever. Nakasulat ho lahat doon yung kanyang mga aliases sa bangko. Okay? Ngayon, yun po yung kasalanan niya. Kaya ho, nung August 11, 1976, gumawa na naman po ang Supreme Court ng order, okay, signed by Chief Justice Justice I forgot the name. Nakalimutan ko na. Hindi ko binabasa kasi. Binigay ho ng Supreme Court. Sinabi po ng Supreme Court yung kaliwanagan na ang lupa lang ng Pilipinas, okay, yun hong La Mesa Dam na binili po ng gobyerno after 20 years of lease. Okay? From the time ni President Osmeña, dahil umalis si President Quezon, ang Vice President po yung kanyang si Osmeña. So naging presidente po si Osmeña. So hiniram niya po yung lupa yan sa La Mesa Dam. Ang size po ng La Mesa Dam is 4,420,460 square meters. After 20 years, after the 20 years of use of the government, the Philippine government through the trustee of the government paid 22,500,000 pesos. Meron hong resibo yan. I-present ho yan sa 3957. Pila ho to receive, makaresibo. Kaya wala hong question yun. Kaya lang po, nung nabasa ni Presidente Marcos, yung pangalan niya dyan, umandar na po yung martial. Kaya ho hindi na implement yung 3957-P. Question. After 5 years or 10 years, dapat yan, wala na. Yan ho ang diferensya. Kasi po itong decision and agreement ng gobyerno with Acopiado, exempted po sa 5 years until mabayaran ng gobyerno ang utang niya. O ano po ang utang ng gobyerno? Ako, siguro, lagay na natin, estimate including interest, 100 billion. 100 billion, easy lang yon. Wala pa hong 1 kilong ginto ang ibinabalik. Yun po ay 617,500 metric tons. Yun ho ang kailangan maibalik kay Acopiado. Immediately po, nung August 12, 2005, tapos na po yung bilateral. Dapat to, yun. Ang problema, hindi ho nabigay kay Acopiado. So, nung hindi binigay kay Acopiado ni ang presidente noon, si President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, ngayon, ang ginawa ng Committee of 300, dinimanda niya po ang estate ni President Marcos. Okay. So, nung April 21, 2015, nag-decide na po ang International Court of Justice sa lahat po ng account ni Marcos na nakapasok sa International Bullion Bank, sarado na po lahat. Pati ho sa Pilipinas, pati na ho sa China. Okay? Kaya ho, yung nakukuha po ng mga Marcoses, mga retainer lang yon, maliit na halaga. Pero yung investment niya po dito sa Pilipinas, hindi ho nakapangalan sa kanya. Doon ho sila kumukuha ng tinatawag na suporta. Of course, may investment sa Pilipinas pero hindi sa pangalan nila. Okay? Alam naman nila yun na kaya dumami ang bilyonaryo check. Yun, tinulungan niya naman. Kaya po, paikot-ikot yung desisyon, hindi na implement. Pero, noong pong July 6, 2009, nagbigay ho ng Supreme Court instruction si Chief Justice Renato Espuno to implement the 3957-P. Bakit hindi na implement? Number one, ang kalaban niya po ang presidente. Sa akin lang pong tingin, si OSG de Banadera susunod din sa boss niya. Sino ba ang boss niya? Si Presidente Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Okay? And then, hindi niya binalik. Actually, 2009. Mas nauna pa yung hindi niya pagbalik ng call. Kasi yun, matapos ang August 12, 2005, hindi niya binalik. So, ginawa niya na yun. So, tuloy-tuloy. Sino ang ano doon? Sino ang napahamak doon? Of course, si Acopiado, siya meron ding tinatawag na go ahead. Meron siyang premyo. Okay? Now, yun ang nangyari na. So, I think, kung palagay ko, huhulaan ko, mga 30 metric tons po ang panalo po ni President Macapagal Arroyo doon sa transaksyon. Okay? So, tingnan natin, hindi ko naman magagalaw yan. Ang makagalaw ho niyan is ICJ. Pwede hong malaman ng ICJ yan. At punot dulo nun. Okay? So, tingnan natin kung lalabas yan lahat. Pero palagay ko lalabas yan International Court yan Lahat ng bangko pwede niyang utusan na pakita. Lalo na this is not a local matter. Hindi lang ho sa Pilipinas to. International po yan. Kasi po yung bilateral minefield successful breakthrough help Europe to put back sa gera yung Europe itself. Okay? Binalik nila. So, yun ang nangyari. So, multi-country ang problema yan. So, hindi lang po Philippine government yan. Tsaka desisyon ng korte, ng ICJ, all Filipino commoner. Sino ba po ang commoner sa Pilipinas? Tayo pong lahat. Dahil po si Acopiado, sinabi ng korte, sila po ay royal family. Okay? Kaya ho may gold at maraming lupa. Okay. Now, kaya po siya kinampihan ng Committee of 300. Sino ba ho yun? Yun ang asosasyon ng mga royalty sa buong mundo. Headed by Queen Elizabeth. Okay? So para makita nyo ang ginawa natin dyan, binigyan na tayo, niloko pa. So yung ating initially nag-umpisa yan ng 1949, 2 pesos to $1. Ngayon, I think it's about 50.8 pesos to $1. Yun ho yung problema. Ang problema natin, economics Okay? Kaya pag lumalaki yung gulong ng economics, lumalaki, ang pinupunta ho nung may pera, yun ho mayayaman na. Hindi yung mahihirap. Okay? Yung mayaman, siyempre pupunta mo Ortigas, Ayala, sino pa ba mayaman dito? Si, yung pinakamayaman ngayon, si Manny Villar. Bilyonaryo yun. So lahat yan, pinupuntahan ng mayaman. Hindi tayo pupuntahan yan. So yun po ang kabuuan yan, ito pong episode 27. Okay? Yan po ay binasa ko lang sa inyo galing po sa korte. Wala akong pinagagamitan ng aking salita kung hindi po galing sa korte. Kung magtataka kayo at may question kayo, di kumuha kayo ng kumuha kayo sa Court of Appeals or sa Branch 111 para basahin nyo. Okay? So, mas malinaw yon. So, ito pong episode 27 na isinabi ko. Pwede po ho nating dagdagan yan. Dahil iisa lang hong parte ito sa tinatawag na commodities ni Don Anacleto Madrigal Acopiado Sr. because they are royal family. Kaya ang sabi ng ICJ, Filipino commoner and its government. Sino ba ang gobyerno ng Filipino commoner? Di ba? Republic of the Philippines. Hindi nila makiklaim yung hindi na-claim ni Marcos. So kahit saan magpunta, hindi ho nila makiklaim. Makakaklaim lang po nun si Acopiado because siya yung royalty. Yung opposition ng commoner, ang opposition niya, royalty. Kaya ho ganun eh. Kaya kanila yung lupa. Because namana nila yan. At hindi naman ho sinapang. In fact, from March 14, 1914 up to year 2021, that's 107 years na hindi nagagamit na Acopiado yung lupa. Okay? Ang nabili lang po ng lupa at binili ng gobyerno, yun lang pong lamay sa dam. Kaya wala ho, yung mga buildings ng gobyerno, wala ho yung titulo. Kung may titulo yan, fake lahat. Tandaan niyo yan. Yun po ay nakasulat po sa desisyon ng korte. Kaya ho yung mga titulo natin, we are possessor of lots ni Acopiado. Better check it, pero huwag niyong check in sa LRA. Because ang LRA, ang kanilang database, mali din ho. Hindi ko nabago yun. Pagmula ng desisyon ng tinatawag na 3957-P. Okay? Mali ho, hindi pa nabago yun. Kaya baliktad ho yung ating listahan. Just imagine, 101 ang deeds ng Pilipinas. Hindi ko pwede yun. Yan ang problema. Kung nakakaintindi kayo ng surveying at kayo broker, ang problema sa brokering at sa professional regulation committee, hindi ko tinuturo yung ownership ng land. Ang tinuturo, mag-compute ng tax. Okay? Yan po yun, sigurado. Anyway, so tatapusin na po ito. Ito po yung ending po ng episode 27. At sa episode 28, dadagdagan po natin yung sinabi ng korte at niliwanagan natin. Magandang tanghali po at magpapasalamat po sa radio station, sandali po. Ito yung aking listahan. Kailangan tayo magpasalamat sa BDT Radio Production, kay RJ Pinoystream Versatile Radio, DJ Leroy Texon, and DJ Marshmallow sa kanilang effort para mabigay ang tunay na balita at legal na balita. Marami pong salamat at sa susunod pong episode 28. Thank you.
Kasaysayan sa puntong legal. Inyong natunghayan ang palatuntunang kasaysayan sa puntong legal. Hanggang sa muling pagtatanghal, kasaysayan sa puntong legal. Handog sa inyo ng economic researcher Ben Garcia.